The Hawks are tipped by most to miss finals, but an unlikely series of events could have them sneak in. Let's talk about it. So this is the current ladder before the start of round 20. Now these are the teams that are going to be competing for one of these spots in the 8. We have Geelong sitting in 4th, equal with Hawthorn, GWS and Fremantle, only separated by percentage. Then the Suns, who are pretty much equal, they're just one game behind because of that game against the Bombers at the start of the season they missed. And then the Dogs are 2 games behind 8th, technically. At first glance, you'd probably think the Dogs are missing out considering they're 2 games behind 8th place right now, but unfortunately that is not the case. The AFL, who clearly love the Hawks, decided to give Hawthorn the top 3 teams in the last 4 weeks of the season, which is going to be an absolute nightmare. Now, if the Hawks only beat Carlton and Melbourne in their last 5 games, we still have a good chance at making the 8, but things are going to have to go our way when it comes to other teams being upset. The Hawks genuinely have a whole other final series to play before the finals even start. We have Adelaide in 2 weeks' time, and then the Pies, and then in the last round of the season we have the Lions. So literally a whole final series before the finals even start. And 2 of those games, the Adelaide and Brisbane games, are both away. So if the Hawks get an upset in one of those games, either against the Crows, Pies or Lions, we have a great chance of making the 8. But if we want to make the 8 with only 2 wins, we're going to have to absolutely belt Carlton and belt Melbourne and get a percentage higher than the Bulldogs right now. The Hawks are currently the underdogs in all 3 of those games, but with the inclusions of Will Day coming back this week, Lewis and Scrimshaw coming back last week, Deer the week before, and Sixley a few weeks before that, the Hawks are going to be fit and firing come finals time. And what's scary for the rest of the league is if Hawthorn do make the finals, they're going to be better prepared than literally every other team in the top 8 because they have a whole another final series to play. If they can get over either Adelaide and Adelaide or Brisbane and Brisbane during the home and away season, they are more prepared than anyone to go deep into finals and potentially make it to a grand final. But if the Hawks only manage 2 wins from their last 5 games, this is what needs to happen in order for them to sneak into the 8. Firstly, I think the Suns are definitely going to make it. They're most likely going to win between 4 and 6 of their last 6 games. And the Cats, who are most likely going to win every one of their last games, their toughest game being Sydney in Geelong. So yeah, those 2 are definitely going to make it. Now, if the Hawks want to make the 8 with only winning 2 of their last 5 games, they are going to need the Bulldogs to lose to the Giants and the Dockers. And I think a bit of a wild card that no one's mentioned at all so far is the Swans. Because if the Swans beat the Giants this week and the Giants go on to lose to the Dogs and the Suns, then Hawthorn are most likely going to make the 8. So either the Swans need to beat the Giants and then the Giants need to beat the Dogs, or the Dogs beat the Giants and the Swans also beat the Giants. It's so close, it's so tough, it's really hard to figure it all out at once. And also, if the Swans beat the Giants, the Lions and the Cats, then potentially all their final positionings at the very end of the season could be messed up and they could potentially lose out on a home final because of the Swans. And look, if Freo beat the Lions and the Dogs, then yeah, they're going to be in front of Hawthorn. But if they do choke to the Dogs and the Lions, and the Hawks beat either the Crows or the Pies, then the Hawks will sneak in. But this is so tough. It's literally impossible to predict right now. You're basically saying this team needs to beat this team, and then the other team needs to beat the other team, and then this team needs to lose to this team. It's so confusing. We're literally not going to know the final positions until the last round of the season. But to put it bluntly, if the Hawks only win 2 of their last 5, then the Dogs have to lose to the Giants and the Dockers, and the Giants need to lose to the Swans, Dogs and Suns for the Hawthorn to make it. So one of those 2 teams has to lose those games. Like it's hard to explain, but once you actually have a look at it, then yeah, it starts to make sense. So if the Hawks win 3 of their last 5, they make it, guaranteed. But if they only win 2, then the Bulldogs need to lose to the Giants and the Dockers, or the Giants need to lose to the Swans, Dogs and Suns. So yeah, that's the base of it really. So this is the final ladder predictor. If Hawthorn only win 2 games, Sydney don't lose another game and cause 2 or 3 upsets, and the Dogs lose to Fremantle and GWS. This is so confusing. It's actually bloody ridiculous. I apologise. This is going to be extremely sloppy, but yeah, we're really not going to know until what happens. So yeah, that's most likely going to be the final ladder in my opinion, which means Hawthorn have Gold Coast in Gold Coast for the elimination final. Yeah, look, Gold Coast don't really lose up in Gold Coast unfortunately, but yeah, it's going to be tough. Now, this is the predicted final series. Now, it's probably not going to be necessarily who's got the home ground advantage, but it's going to be who rocks up on the day and who wants it more. To be honest with you, the Pies obviously finish first, they get the home ground advantage. Even if they finish 8th, they'll still play every game at the G just because it's Collingwood. And then Geelong, yeah, I have Brisbane over Adelaide and Adelaide simply because Brisbane have more finals experience. And yeah, look, it's tough. Like I could probably be completely wrong in every single game there, but yeah, that's just how it went. Thank you for watching. Comment down below, where do you think Hawthorn will end up at the end of the season? How far do you think they can go in the finals? I'm really curious to see what other people think. And comment down below your top 8 and what order you think they're going to finish in, because I'm curious to see. Because I reckon there's not going to be 2 top 8s in the comment sections that are the same. I'll put $1,000 on it, to be honest with you. So yeah, thank you for watching.